Patriots and the Seahawks going to the Super Bowl. Go back on the podcast and listen wherever podcasts are found. Mike McCarthy over the weekend. What?
Can you get a little home when you say the Seahawks, too? You're like, the Patriots and the Seahawks.
Well, there's one team I root for, and the other team I'm going to be rooting against.
So let's give them a little.
And I have no bad blood at all with the Seahawks. They're a tremendous franchise, arguably the most underrated franchise in the sport.
And so likable. This is a very likable group.
Okay, sure. For you, not for me. I have to find reasons to not like them now.
So what have you come up with?
Well, the Darnold story is a little much, as if like everyone failed him and he was like so good. And now I'm like trying to, now I'm doing this. Now I'm doing this.
Oh, so it's all on Sam Darnold. It's not the Jets at all.
Well, I mean, he wasn't good in Carolina.
Because they've had so much success before and after him.
Was he good in Carolina? Did I miss something?
Because they were so stable.
Did he beat out Brock Purdy, who everyone doesn't think is good except for me, in San Francisco? Just out of curiosity. Did Minnesota want to keep him?
And how are they doing after him?
I'm not suggesting these teams were right. You're asking me how am I doing this to make it up. Like I saw a clip going around last night, and I don't remember where it's from, so I apologize, of John Cena. And he was talking about, like, he had a run with AJ Styles, WWE. And AJ Styles is supposedly, like, the nicest guy in the world. And John Cena sits down with him, and he's like, we got to find something here. He's like, what do you mean? It's like, I need to like have something I don't like to make this storyline go.
Yeah.
And he's like, I was scouring the internet to find anything that you would have said about me to like actually, and he goes, and AJ Styles is like, well, I mean, I guess we could say like if you weren't here, I could be the number one guy. And he goes, good, there it is. Like I got something. That's what I'm trying to do with the Seahawks right now. It's my John Cena, AJ Styles approach of like, how in the world do I find a way to like this team that is clearly overachieved, that has been great all year, that they clearly play as a unit? Their coach seems like, Julian Edelman says it all the time, and it's my favorite thing, happily miserable. Mike McDonald seems happily miserable.
Totally.
Like I only see my kids 30 minutes a week.
Scheduled time.
That's weird, but okay. I mean, like that's my kind of team.
I know.
And so I have to now find a way to not like it, and I'm going to figure out the way. Anyway. So Patriots, Seahawks in the Super Bowl. Ryan Clark, ESPN NFL analyst, was on First Take yesterday. And Ryan had an interesting take about Mike McCarthy, head coach of the Steelers, and using a term that we have used on the show for a while, maybe even with Ryan, I don't remember, about the concept of a bridge head coach.
There was no Ben Johnson in this coaching cycle that was this can't-miss coach who should have had a head coaching job 2 years ago. And so for them it was, can he command and run the organization? He can do that. Has he worked and developed young quarterbacks? They feel like Aaron Rodgers, who's a little different to me because he's an all-time special talent, or Dak Prescott, who played well as a fourth-round drafted rookie who played well under Mike McCarthy. He feels like he's been able to work with young quarterbacks and have success. They spoke to his Super Bowls. They spoke to the way that he commands a level of respect in this league. And so to me, this is the only way this works. If Mike McCarthy is your bridge coach, the coach that's setting you up for your coach of the future that eventually leads you back to a Super Bowl, there needs to be young people on this staff. There needs to be people that he can groom on his staff who eventually take over and run the show.
Yeah, and I think he's going to do that. I think everything Ryan said he's going to do.
Why would Mike McCarthy be the bridge quarterback and not, or
coach.
The bridge coach, excuse me, to come in and develop, hopefully, a young quarterback and not be the coach long term? Why would he be the bridge and not the guy?
So I think it's specific to the team. Long term to most NFL teams now is probably 4 years or more.
Because he's only 62.
Right. Like, this is actually going to be a fun exercise. Let's try to determine what is a guy's been there for a while as a head coach in the NFL. What's been there for a while?
Matt LaFleur.
That's 8 years, 9 years?
Going on 8.
Okay, so 8 would be the number?
That's
if
a
a
long
coach
time.
makes it 4 years.
Well, because Tomlin's gone, Harbaugh's gone.
So a long time.
How long has Shanahan been in San Francisco? Let me look that up.
I mean, definitely right around the same time, probably 7 to 9 years, something like that. But I'm just curious as to what is a long time as an NFL head coach? What is getting over that hump of the amount of years where you say this guy's been there for a while?
Shanahan got there in 2017.
That feels in today's day and age like a long time.
Yeah.
Right? That feels like he's been there a while. I'm just looking at Todd Bowles with the Bucs. What has he been there? 4 years? 5? It feels like Todd, and I know he was there before as defensive coordinator, but Todd Bowles feels like he's been with the Bucs for a while. In today's day and age, it feels like he's been with the Bucs for a while. How many years has Todd Bowles been there? because he's a good one for me.
He became the head coach in 2022.
So that's 22, 23, 24, 25. So 4 seasons.
Not that long.
That's
but
the
it
number.
feels like an eternity in the NFL.
And he was there before, so maybe it's about. But this is the point. A long time for most teams is not a long time for the Steelers. I think what Ryan is saying is it's hard to imagine Mike McCarthy there for as long as Mike Tomlin, Bill Cowher, Chuck Noll. But he's probably still going to be there longer than all of these other coaches that we look at as like, oh, that guy's been there for a while. Because by Steelers' definition, a bridge coach could be 7 years. By any that is an eternity by any other team.
But for the Steelers, if it's under 2 decades,
it's nothing.
Essentially 2 decades,
right?
Nothing.
So I believe also Mike McCarthy is likely to bring in younger coaches that could develop with them, like Al Harris, who I've been mentioning nonstop, the defensive backs coach with the Bears that was with him in Dallas and played for him, of course, in Green Bay. That McCarthy is basically what they did with Mike McCarthy, very clearly, is they thought that Mike Tomlin was going to stay. So how do we continue the Mike Tomlin era? The best way to continue the Mike Tomlin era is to get the numerical clone, and that is Mike McCarthy. They are, in essence, the same. In terms of their winning percentage, we put it up on TV. Shout out to Mike and Mike. I like that. Well
Mike
done.
and Mike,
well
yes.
done. Hat tip, no doubt. Win percentage for Tomlin, 628. Win percentage for McCarthy, 608. Playoff, Tomlin 8-12, McCarthy 11-11. Super Bowl wins 1-1. What the Pittsburgh Steelers told you is that they were not done with Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin was done with them.
But can you call someone a bridge coach if they've won a Super Bowl? Because normally when we talk about bridge quarterbacks, we talk about the person who's going to be in place while the rest of the team gets built around them, and then someone else is going to come in and take you where you want to go. But we're suggesting that that person that's in place, that bridge quarterback, isn't capable of doing the things that the second person is going to come in and accomplish. Mike McCarthy's already won a Super Bowl. He's been there. He knows how to do it. He's had success everywhere he's been. He knows how to deal with drama. He knows how to keep things internal. He knows how to get the best out of a quarterback. What would you be looking for beyond him if we're talking about anything other than length of time? And like I said, he's 62 years old. You could have him there for a decade.
Right, but I think that most people look at this hire and think, are they bringing in a coach that could outlast the current core to start a new team over again? And people probably would look at Mike McCarthy and say, well, the Steelers are looking to continue the core group of guys and think that they can win with this group. Again, I will say it for the millionth time. They were not done with Mike Tomlin. This hire proves that. They were not considering Mike Tomlin. The Pittsburgh Steelers, by hiring Mike McCarthy, told you that they were more likely to extend Mike Tomlin than they were to fire Mike Tomlin because they believe this is the right way. They do not believe bottoming out is right. They do not believe tanking is right. They do not believe a restart is right. They believe continuing every year with a winning record and hovering around the playoffs and hoping you find your way into a quarterback, which they have not done since Ben, is the way to go. Because Mike McCarthy is the offensive numerical version of Mike Tomlin, and they don't think that's a bad thing, and neither do I.
But a lot of the fans are upset. They think this is an unsatisfactory hire. And I can't for the life of me understand why. Because if you're going to go around saying the standard is the standard, you're telling me that you do not have an appetite for a rebuild. You do not have an appetite for losing seasons. You do not have an appetite for not being relevant. Mike McCarthy is going to make sure you avoid all of that. He's also going to make sure that your quarterback, whatever young quarterback comes in, is going to be better positioned than maybe Mike Tomlin would or another head coach that you could bring in. And he's from Pittsburgh. He understands the way you as the fan tick. He understands what you think is important. He understands what it means to be a steward of the Pittsburgh Steelers franchise. So to me, it fills every single bucket, and I don't understand why some people are so upset with this hire.
I wish the Steeler fan would just come out and she or he would just say, we wanted to win one game next year. Just say it.
Because they want to tank and get the quarterback?
Just say, for 1 year and 1 year only, we wanted to win one game, and this guy screws this up. We wanted to win one game.
But they say that, but when it actually happens, I don't know if they have the stomach for it.
Well, they're not going to win one game next year. And that's maybe part of the problem here because, again, the Pittsburgh Steelers want to win. And I cannot believe as a sports fan base and media that we frown on the organizations that try to win.
I know.
And I do it too at times because I will tell you with an NBA team, oh, you should trade this guy, and bottom out for a year and then bounce back. But we as a sports fan society have a odd viewpoint, the teams that try to win are not actually going all in. It's the weirdest thing in the world. I mentioned, by the way, the